Hey, what's up YouTube? 16 gig RAM upgrade for free. So this is actually the original RAM out of my Asus TUF 17 gamer laptop. Turns out it's 3200 megahertz RAM as well. Sweet. I wanted to find out before upgrading the RAM how many slots I had to deal with to see, do I order a single 16 or, do I do, 2 8s, right? So these are actually 2 8s because that thing came with 16 and it went to 32. This is the RAM stick that came out of it, which is 3200 megahertz DDR4, a 8 gig stick, which now I got something I can put up for sale on Marketplace and get a few dollars. So this is actually gamer quality RAM, okay? And it's got heat shields on both sides, which, I mean, this ain't no gamer laptop, let's face it. But anyways, we do have, of course, our single cooling fan, our battery, all the usual jazz. This is our NVMe M.2 SSD, okay? And it's 256 gig. Now, I thought about possibly upgrading it, but I'm kind of thinking, if I can get a bunch of, half decent games that'll run on this thing and get them in there, I really don't need to upgrade the drive, right? And at this point I'm not going to, because I don't have a spare one to go in and just do the whole clone to clone. So I thought, well, I do have a 512 though with a big heat shield, but I probably won't be able to close the lid after, so that's going to be an issue. So I think we're just going to leave the drive alone for now. But here's what I want to explain about these HP laptops that have 14-inch screens. They're all going to look exactly identical, other than, of course, this is the odd one out that does have a fingerprint scanner. And I don't know if they have any others in the 14-inch that have a 14-inch screen with the fingerprint scanner, but what I do know is some of these may only have one RAM upgrade slot, which means you can go from 8 to 16 or 4 to 8 or 8 to 16. Kind of varies. My other 14-inch HP I had like this looks exactly identical, other than it had a black top instead of silver top. And if I remember right, I think the keyboard lit up on that one. But this one doesn't have a light up keyboard, and not all of them do, only select models. But this one did have the fingerprint ID, but also has a much more powerful processor. We do have a quad-core 2.0 gigahertz that will overclock to 3.7. And of course, I tend to like to run my PCs full bore all the time, so I know how to do all that stuff within Windows and crank the juice right to the hilt, which is a good advantage if you want to do any kind of even light to mid-level gaming on even something like this. This is also going to show us likely an increase of available video RAM, so I want to check that while we're here, and so we'll see what it actually says. Now, with the 8 gigs of RAM installed, it said that I only had 4 gigs of shared video with the system RAM. So going to 16, that should increase us probably to around 12, which would probably be really good, but we'll see what happens here. Let's check this out and see what we got. Should be able to, I should actually get this under display. And graphics, no, probably display settings. And sure enough, 8 gigs worth of shared video. So we've doubled our shared video, which means we'll do a little bit better for some games. Not too shabby. As you see, it says dedicated video memory is 128 megs. Everything else from there is shared system memory. See, it doesn't have system video memory per se, but it does have dedicated, so a little bit different. But either way, now we got up to 8 gigs we can get that way. So now we got plenty of RAM for Windows 11, because now it's going to hog more RAM now that I've gone from 8 to 16. Same as when I went from 16 gigs to 32 in my gamer laptop. All of a sudden now my gamer laptop wants like 6.9 gigs of RAM just for Windows to fire up. So this one I'll have to check and see where I can find that, and I'll get back to you on another video on that one. But I did want to do this, and it turns out that I had the RAM here, so for once I get a free upgrade for RAM. I don't have to spend any money. So that turned out to be a real good bonus. Now, the other thing I want to explain about these laptops too, they do come in different, obviously, gigahertz power levels, and with that is going to come different types of RAM. So because this is the quad-core 2 gigahertz model, it does use 3200 megahertz RAM for DDR4. Some may use 2400 megahertz. When you look up this exact precise model of mine, okay, so check the title again, the video, they say it's running, what is it, like 23 something or 26 something megahertz RAM. Anyways, and they only say 1 RAM slot, and that's what kind of got me. I think we need to crack this open because, you know, you can only trust online specs so far. And these things, by the way, are very tricky to open. You will have to remove, of course, a bunch of screws. And we do have some different lengths. So you'll have to remove the rubber here, and there will be 3 screws. Actually, do it this way. There will be 3 screws across here, right? So it'll go black, chrome, black, and then 2 chrome ones, and then 2 other small chrome ones, and then 1 in the middle. Okay, which is going to be this. So I lay my screws out in the order they come out. This way it's idiot proof, okay? And then we can just lay our bottom back on here. And when you go to crack this open, you're going to have to kind of gently pop this seam first, very carefully. And then you can start at the corner edge, and you're going to need one of these little, looks like a guitar pick, right? They're for peeling screens back. You're going to need one of these spudgers, and you're going to need some nice pointy, because you want to get just under the edge really carefully and pop the rubbers up. Now the rubber feet underneath are different heights, okay, so your taller one is here, your shorter one's here, so paste them up somewhere where they're in an order. So I got my tall one over there on my screen, my other one's over here on my G4. So once we get this top, the bottom back on to a certain point, then we got to flip this sucker over, and then we have to gently squeeze this sucker back together, kind of like this. Okay. Then put her back on her back side. Then you want to just kind of, you know, don't press too hard, but just give it a firm press. Make sure everything's all clipped back into place. Prying this apart, once you get that back popped a little bit, you're going to have to come into the corner side here on the SD card reader side. It's the easiest one that pops first, and get it opened up a bit by pinching it with your thumbs, and just, you know, get in there gently. Don't force the pick too hard in there, or anything else, whatever you're using. Don't go too deep or you're going to break something. And keep up on the edge top, and it'll actually pop back, and you'll be fine. And see, here we got this front edge. We got to make sure that all clips back into place. Okay? Very important that it all clips back. You see our middle section here has got a little bit of a pop-up. So we got to, you know, just do that very gently. And now all of that is ready to go. So now we can just go ahead and slam all of our screws in, which I'll do off camera. So, not too shabby. There's a program within the HPs that will give you system information, and you click on the little thing for system information where the icon of your computer is in the top corner, and that'll get you across to another window that's going to tell you the actual real speed of the RAM. Okay, it's not going to tell you how many slots you have, but it will tell you the speed. You're still going to have to pop this thing open to find out how many slots you have, because you may only have 1, you may have 2. You're not going to have more than 2. As far as the NVMe, it is an M.2, M-keyed of course, and you can replace that with whatever you want for a faster one. I mean, this one's pretty fast. It's not near the 3000 that my Mac runs. It is over 2000 megabits per second. I can't remember the exact number, but it's over 2000, and so it's plenty fast. But you could put something faster in there, double your capacity, triple, whatever, you know, go to a full terabyte if you want. But I mean, it is not a high performance laptop, so I probably wouldn't go anything bigger than maybe a 512 or a 1 terabyte, and something with maybe some extra speed that'll help you out with stuff. And if you're going to do video editing, this thing does actually do some video editing, and a faster SSD would help shave down maybe another minute of export time. But other than that, I mean, it's not a power horse machine. But glad that I got 16 gigs going in here, because now I'm away from that swap. I'll never have to worry about going into swap again, because I've been kind of thinking, since I installed a few other games, I'm thinking I might be into swap territory now. So time to upgrade, and glad I had the RAM already here, so that saved me actually quite a bit of money. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you got this one, now you know what it looks like inside, but it would be this actual specific model number with the fingerprint ID. If you have the same model number but without print ID, I don't know what slots are in there for RAM. You have to find that out on your own. Anyways, see you on the next one.